Welcome to Logic of English Crazy Words. These words have all been chosen by 4th grade students at Jefferson Elementary. Let's go ahead and talk about today's words. Some of them are really fun. The first word is marina, and it was chosen by Trinity. How many syllables in marina? It's 3, and let's sound it out together. Na. And we can underline the R. You'll notice the I is saying the E sound. And here we'll have the A saying the broad sound, ah, at the end of the base word. And you'll notice I says the E sound in many Latin roots. This is because in Latin, I actually says E. And this is an interesting word because I is saying the long E sound before a consonant, which actually goes against the logic of English rules. And so this is a word that I'm going to be thinking about and watching in the next few months as I interact with more words, because I was trying to figure out when I says the long E sound, and this word does not follow the rule that we have. Something else that's interesting about the word marina is that marine means water in Latin, and so a marina is something that is on the water. And if you have a submarine, sub means below, marine means water, so it is something that goes below the water, a submarine. So in marina, we see water and as the root, and it means something that is near the water. The next word is a really big word, and it was chosen by Corinne, by Marshall, and by Maddie. And the word is generalization. Now, let's count the syllables together. Gen, al, I, zay, shun. Did you get it? Let's do it one more time. Gen, al, I, zay, shun. That's 6 syllables. So let's sound it out together, and I'm going to have to write nice and small to fit it on the board. So sound it aloud with me. J, a, n. Second syllable is Third syllable is al, a, ul. Fourth syllable is I. Fifth syllable is zay, z, a. And the 6th syllable is shun, sh, a, n. All right, can you see the whole word generalization? Good. The G said j before an E, and this follows the rule G may soften to j before an E, I, or Y. The second syllable is the phonogram Then we have al, and then we have I. Now, I is saying its long sound at the end of the syllable, and that follows the rule I and Y may say I or I at the end of the syllable. Zay, A is saying its long sound at the end of the syllable, which follows the rule A, E, O, U usually say their names at the end of the syllable. And then we have shun, and we'll underline the tall sh sound here. And you hear the schwa sound but we will exaggerate it for spelling as Sean because this is not an accented syllable. So there you have it, generalization. And what is the root of generalization? It's general, you're right. And so you can see the root in this word, and now we've added suffixes to this word to make a very long word. Great word choice. The next word was chosen by Michaela, and this is also a great word choice. I actually had to look it up in the dictionary to be sure how to spell it because I don't use this word very often, but it's mannequin. And so let's sound it out together. The number of syllables, we have man-ni-kin, and that's 3 syllables. And sound it out with me as we write it. A-n. Second syllable is ni, n-e. And the third syllable is kin, k-i-n. And here you have the E saying its long sound at the end of the syllable. You have QU saying k. Now, the QU says qu as a basic sound, but in our advanced phonogram sounds, you'll notice it also says k as in mannequin or as in biscuit. So that is a common sound of the k or the QU phonogram. And I notice in the word mannequin that the root is man, and a mannequin is a kind of like a statue of a man or a person that is often found in department stores or in other settings where they dress them up. So there we have the root or the word mannequin. The next word was also chosen by Michaela, and it is pneumonia. And once again, this is a great word, so let's sound it out together. We have pneumonia. And let's sound it out together as we write it. We have new, n, oo. Second syllable is mo, o. And the third syllable is nya, n, ya, ah, pneumonia. All right, let's talk through this one together. We're going to underline this n. Now, do you have any guesses which language this spelling of n originates from? You're right, it originates in Greece. So this is a Greek word. And then we have the advanced phonogram oo here. So we have new, mo. Mo, the O said its name at the end of the syllable, which follows the rule. A, E, O, U usually say their names at the end of the syllable. And then we have nya. Here the I is saying the y sound. Now notice, y in this case is a consonant sound. So here I is acting as a consonant in pneumonia, and you can clearly hear it in the word. And then here we have A saying the broad sound ah at the end of the word, which follows the rule. A usually says its broad sound at the end of the word. And we'll exaggerate that, pneumonia, when spelling, though you usually hear it as a schwa sound. So here we have the Greek word pneumonia, and we have two advanced phonograms in it. The other thing that's really interesting about this word is anytime you see the PN phonogram saying n, it is actually related to the word air in Greek. So every single time you see a PN, it has something to do with air. Pneumonia is a disease of our lungs, which is where we breathe and take in air. And pneumatic would be a device that's powered by air pressure. So anytime you see this, you know that that word has something to do with air. The next word is interrupt, and this was chosen by Glenn. And Glenn actually added a question for us. He said, why is there a double R in interrupt? Now that is a great question, and I will tell you the answer after we write it. So let's count the number of syllables in interrupt. 3. Now sound it out with me. The first syllable is in, I, n. The second syllable is ter, t, and the third syllable is rupt, p, t. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the Now, what we need to know about the word interrupt is that there is a prefix here that says inter, and there's a root that is rupt. Rupt actually means to break, and you see this prefix in words like rupture and disrupt, abrupt. It's all over in English. It's a Latin root meaning to break, and inter means between. So when we interrupt, we break between something that's going on, which is a great picture of what it means to interrupt. And when we add a prefix to a word, and the prefix is inter, we don't change it in any way. And since the prefix has an R here, and the root has an R here, we have two R's in the word interrupt. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another Crazy Words list, and we hope you'll join us again.